Hello. This is my crappy wave. Hello. Now I'm conscious of my wave. Hello and welcome to Mechanical Keyboards Live. I'm your host, skiwithpete. Except for tonight. Tonight we actually have JB1830 in the house. What's going on,
What's
JB?
up, guys?
JB is going to be taking a look at his board. Look at this thing. Look at it. What are we looking at here? These are blacks.
Blacks.
And we're modding blacks to go to 150 gram gold springs. You can see what a delightful keyboard he has. This is the one-up keyboards.
Big mistake.
I did that already.
Did you? Oh. I just threw like a couple $100 on the floor. Hey, why not? Use the tape hack, man. What are you doing?
I was gonna show the tape hack.
Oh, okay. That's coming up. This is a one-up keyboards TKL build with some JTK purple keycaps and a couple $1,000 worth of artisan keycaps. Yeah. Look at that. Hold on here. I'm gonna just before I hand it over, which I will do in just 1 second. Look at that. Let's just hang out and look at those for a second. Yeah. JB was just walking me through these. Go on, man. Let's put this back on for a sec. Go on. Talk us through this. This is Rama.
Yeah.
And then bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky with the bro set during the
That's also a bro.
during the sale, and that's a suited up keycap snapper. That is a KBK Mummy 3
What's this one?
Fugu by
Oh yeah, sorry.
Nightcaps.
I'm looking at the screen. It's a little bit dark. I'm gonna go even closer in.
Yeah. Mummy 3 Fugu got a Buki. Then that's one of the gems. Most people have only seen the translucent ones on mass drop. This is before they ever went on mass drop. That's possibly a one-off black with glitter. Booper, Bruce, then a Cause, and then a Key Walk by Booper as well. Then an Alien Keycap, and a little HKP Raven, a little visor. All meant for this board is going to be my terminal GMK build when the key set actually gets delivered.
I'm going to let you take over the stream at this point. You've also got your Rama. I'm going to let you. You should go through this, not me. This is awesome stuff. But just saying what's up to a bunch of people before I go. Anchor Bait, I see you're here. Ray Tech, yes, this is live. ADC Bot, what's up in the house? Theodoro89, Stella Ricks, thanks for being here again. Malky, what's up? Fabul. Ganito, what's going on, guys? Look, it's awesome for you to stop by. Look, I'm gonna jump out. I'm gonna hand it over to JB. He's gonna be your host of the evening. I'm gonna eat in the background. Raytech emailed you yesterday. Can't wait to hear back. Love your oneupkeyboards.com website. Awesome, man. I'm sure you'll hear from us very soon. But here's JB.
Sup, people? How's it going today? Mod Squat in the house. Alright, well, as Pete was saying, this is my little one-ups TKO build with the JTK set, purple on white, with the purple and white mods, and then all the artisans on here as I prepare for GMK Terminal. I also have my Rama M10A here. I don't know. Some people might have seen this on the Reddits or possibly on the Instagrams, but this is a custom painted one. I painted this myself. It's actually plasti dipped, so it's got like a rubber coating. Let's see if I can get this to work. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So it is a macro pad, fully programmable, and then yeah, it's got Celio 67 grams. Older Celios, I think they're either round 2 or round 3. Currently working fine. A lot of people have had issues with the configurator, and there are still issues with it. But luckily, I was able to get mine working. So let's see. All right. But anyways, what we're here for today, I got my board, and I am going to be modding my switches because One Up Keyboards now carries springs. Gold springs at that, so you get fancy stuff, won't corrode like the regular non-gold plated springs. And yeah, I'm gonna do 150 grams and get some abs on my fingers. I will also be putting in green LEDs, which one of keyboards will be stocking soon. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do SIP sockets, but since we have SIP sockets, I will be doing SIP sockets in case I ever decide to change my LED colors, or if any LEDs burn out or anything of the sort, then I'll be doing that. Let's see. Let's answer some questions here. Got Raytag saying hello, sub Raytag. Snoopy Animal 304. It is 9 p.m. Eastern over here. Buddy ADC bot. What's he got? He's talking to somebody else on there. This spacebar is not flipped anchor bait. It is put in the regular way, which is not normal for me. I normally use a flip spacebar. Malky JTK debut. They were great sets when they first came out, when GMK wasn't available as it is readily available as it is now. They do have some issues. The older sets have issues with some of the lettering being too thick, and stuff not being super even, but they are nice sets, and the feel and double shot of the ABS is very nice. It's definitely on par with GMK. I would say GMK wins on their legends, are much more what would you say consistent. The legends are much more consistent. Fabio, the panic button. Yep, this the panic button comes with the key set that comes with the Rama. So this comes with like an all like white, yellow, and different key sets along with this panic button. I used some black sets from my own collection to fill this thing and then painted it black. Clicky Cilio switches. There are no clicky Cilio switches, Raytag. There is smooth and tactile. I do not remember if, I believe the 150 gram is usually actuation, Malky. Let me see. And no, silly stottles don't count as clicky Ciliosis. How else we ever try? Taylor, I have not tried a Gherking. I have a JD40. It's my smallest 40%, I guess, along with my plank. And yeah, well, anyways, so we're here. Pete already gave you an introduction of my artisan, so he stole the thunder of that. But as you can see, I've been collecting a bunch of stuff for this GMK build. But anyways, I'm gonna get started here. I'm gonna start by removing most, if not all of these. Actually, probably remove everything on here, so we can get into the switches. A lot of these are kind of loose. Not all the artisans are made the same. Some are pretty loose. So anyways, that's a Rama limited edition X cap. Brobot Invasion. Another Brobot drone dude thinger. Regular escape key. As you can see, all of these come out pretty loose. They use this is a new TMX style that he was doing. It's pretty neat. They work almost better on Topra than they do on Cherry, but they're kind of loose. They do fit, but you got to do the tape trick, which I might show you guys later. Another Brobot Invasion. I got a recent snapper. I actually got this one through the raffle, so didn't have to trade for it. Got lucky with a black one to go with the collection. Mummy V3 by KWK. Fugu by ETF. Buki also got lucky on the raffle. This is from an old trade on Geek Hack. Booper. Bruce. Cost that I traded for recently. Pretty sweet cap. The detail on the hand is pretty good. If any negative things to say about this one is that it does not play well with other artisans, as the hand and stuff go around the keycap, and it is a very wide key. Key walk, not for sale or trade. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this artisan, but it's a little alien cap. And today being Alien Day, happy Alien Day to people out there who are fans of the series. And an HKP with a little movable visor. Yeah. Alright, but I'm going to keep going. Let's see here. What else is going on in the comments while I take these caps out? Let's see, how are we doing with the views? Did I scare everybody off yet? We got 30 people watching with only 10 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Give me some thumbs up so people will come watch me not know what I'm doing on camera. And for those new to the stream, almost everything other than some of this stuff that you'll see here today is available at oneupkeyboards.com. So make sure you head on over to oneupkeyboards.com and check it out and maybe buy something. I don't think greens are 80 grams off of factory, are they? Is anything 80 grams from the factory? I feel like greens are lighter than that. I thought Cherry MX clears were the Weekend Airsoft Warrior 150 grams. Are you Superman? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to work out my fingers. Still Eric's is laughing because I brought artisans to one up. Hey man, you guys have seen Steph's unicorn board. She's got a ton of artisans, so definitely like artisans here. Just Pete doesn't like talking about it. Pete's not a flashy guy. He just likes working on solid keyboards. Come on. I need more low in the house. Sup? So you can see I am pretending to be Pete today.
You gotta say A more.
A? Oh, right. I can't be Pete without the A. How about those Senators? They did really good. A.
Can I just ask you? Can I ask you guys to make sure you're watching in 1080p? I'm just looking at the stats there. It's 360p is actually currently winning. Is that right?
What? Yeah, what the heck? Come on, bunch of peasants out there. Get those monitors going. PC Master Race in the house. Hit that button and go up to 1080. And if you're on mobile, I'm pretty sure your phone also does 1080, so use up that bandwidth. Well, thank you, Anchorbait. I've been working on my youth serum. You know, keyboards keep me young. These are pain. Let's see. Nope. Now I think 1080p is winning now. Had a little spike there. Followed by 710. Alright, so everybody's watching in HD. Good. You can see how much better looking I am than Pete. How's that one? That's for all the times you've made fun of me for lubing greens. Well, anyways, as you guys can see, I have Gatorade Blacks on this board, if it wasn't already apparent. So, I can't remember, but I believe I looped these a while back when I first built the board. And the reason I am going with 150 grams is because why not? I keep seeing a lot of people are using 150 grams, and I'm a little apprehensive about having to use that much force to press down on alphas, but who knows? I've always liked the stiffer springs on my keys, and I was thinking of doing an 80 gram build, but I think maybe Pete or Steph threw down the challenge of why not make it 150, so here we are. What's up, Meg27 in the house? I am taking over as Pete today. I'm gonna be modding my switches on my 1-up carbon fiber TKO. I'm gonna be doing 150 gram springs, along with some other goodies. Wait, young Pete. I haven't even seen anybody with 500 gram springs. Who? I don't know. That's half a kilogram of pressure. I would be able to stand on the keyboard, I think, and it not depress the switches.
Not that skinny. You lost some
No,
weight.
but
You're
no, but okay. So what if it was 500 gram springs on these, and it's an 87 key? So you're talking 45 kilograms. Like a normal size human would be able to stand on this keyboard and not depress the keys.
That was some good math, but
Something like that.
Around 90 kilograms.
Well, yeah, no, like a small human. I don't know, like a kid, maybe a child. Let's just say a child. Small humans. You're all small humans to me. For those that don't know, I am 6'4", aka 190 centimeters for those foreigners in the
For people who don't live in.
for the people that don't live in here.
I'm gonna switch this mic on here. There we go.
All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat. 700 gram pen springs. That sounds ridiculous. I do not know. They might be 150 gram springs that are really 185. It might be that there are 150 actuation and 180 to depress. They are really. I have done test switches with them, and they are really heavy. Reddit users, yeah. I've seen people using the 150s and the 180s, which is why I am gonna try the 150s. Let's see. What's next? What should I do next? I guess I can put on the SIP sockets. I open these, put in the springs, and put in the SIP sockets. Let's do that. I don't know where anything is, so I'm gonna go through Pete's drawers right now and try to find
What are you looking for?
I got them. Should I use? I guess I'll use the MK.com switch openers. Let's see. Sup, Eric Rinaldi. Yeah, with the. Let's see. Kind of loop cherry whites with 100 gram springs. Yeah, cherry MX blues. Like I can't use anything that anything lighter than like blacks is too light. I have all my keyboards are either greens, blacks, and then I have cherry MX clears on my plank, which are the heavier type of MX. I know there was some discrepancies with Poker 2s when they came out, that the cherry switches the clears on them were pretty light. But not me. Heavy springs. Alright, well, I'm going to start opening the switches up. Now, this is going to be a pain in the butt. Man, these are not happy with me today. These do not want to work. There we go. Got one. Alright. So let's see. I need to zoom out. I'll have to zoom in, didn't I? This is weird. Alright. Boom, there we go. So I'm just removing. What do you guys think? Should I remove all the switch tops at the same time, or should I do one at a time, swap the springs, put in the SIP sockets? Let's see. Does every switch have LEDs? Let's see. Let's answer some questions here. Anyone know where to get a cheap?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know. ADC bot. I don't know who else has a cheap switch opener. I actually had one that I built myself. You know the black binder clips? If you get the smaller ones, you can actually modify them to work. Like if you bend them a little bit and stuff, they'll fit right in the switches. You just have to shave them a little bit so they'll fit in the switch openings. And with two of them, you can easily pry the switches open. So I'm gonna show you guys a difference here in the springs. So here is the spring that came out of the black switch. Let's see if I can get some focus. Come on, camera, I believe in you. There we go. It doesn't like me. There we go. So this is the stock springs on the Gateron Black, and this is the gold spring, and you can tell that this one's pretty easy to press, and this thing wants to jump out of my hand if I try to press it. So I'm going to be putting these sweet gold 150 gram springs. Alright, and there it is. Nice and snug in there. And then like I said earlier, I got some green LEDs. We'll be getting in stock at one of keyboards pretty soon. And I also have SIP sockets. So I'm going to do SIP sockets in along. Yeah, I didn't see it, but whoever's asking, the switches were lubed when I first put them in. So I will not be re-lubing, as I already have a bad reputation for over-lubing stuff. Even though they say too much lube is not enough lube. Well, that is not the case. Alright, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Move this more center so I can show you guys what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to stand up to actually be able to see where I'm putting the SIPs. There's one. And there's two. And then once I get this all in, I will be opening the board, soldering the SIPs in, and then putting the LEDs, which will need to be clipped since they are too long. But there's the first one. Oh yeah, that's very stiff. That requires effort to press. Definitely gonna get those finger abs. All right, well, I'm going to now keep going here. Oh, let's see. Anchorbait says I should pop all the switch stops first and then do the springs. Can do that now that I've done the first one. I am having a little trouble with this switch top remover. There we go. Alright. Well, I'm going to leave those in there for now. And we'll come back and swap them. Let's do this quickly. Yep. Oh, look, you guys get to have Pete in the chat. So you can bug him all you want. Don't bug him too much, though, because he can actually kick mods.
Did you answer done as me? You said, hi, Pete, did you make your board yourself?
I did not see that question, but yes, I built this board myself. It's a oneupkeyboards.com TKL that I got from One Up Keyboards, which is where I am at right now. And I soldered and programmed the board myself.
And just to be clear, I'm Pete. I'm in the background. Today we're guest hosted by JB1830.
Correct. I am not Ski with Pete, even though we are on Ski with Pete channels. I am JB1830, part of the mods and the habitual stream crasher. Let's see.
You're not making that look very easy.
I'm not making it look very easy. I'm not very good with these things. Let's just put it that way. It's not that hard. It really isn't. And yeah, the One Up Keyboards TKL has the special switch cutouts, which is why I'm currently able to open these switches up as easily as I am. If you did not have
Oh, now you're on a roll.
the cutouts, don't ruin it, Steph.
Did you see Malky Tomlinson asked, what are you going to do with the spare springs?
I will probably save the spare springs, just in case, you never know when you get some other switch and you want to test weights on different switches. You can always put these on tactile switches or something that has a lighter spring weight or too heavy, or maybe if my fingers aren't strong enough and I have to go back to little wussy springs, then I might have to do that. But for the time I'll save them. They'll go in a drawer along with all my other keyboard things. Maybe eventually they'll find their way onto Mech Market if anybody's looking for Gateron black springs or just basic. I forget, what are these supposed to be? 55 grams, Pete?
Gateron blacks, I think, are 55 grams.
Yeah. Ski with JB. Still Eric's. I like that. Although I'm not a very good skier. Actually, I'm a horrible skier, and I'm slightly better at snowboarding.
Sorry, what did I say again? It says 50 grams.
It's 50 grams, not
Yeah.
55?
No, it says, this is according to Desk Authority.
Oh, okay.
And that's, with the milk. But it says, 50, and blues are 55.
There's no way
That can't
blue...
That can't be right.
Gateron blues are not heavier than Gateron blacks. No way.
Black is 50 gram, according to the website. 50 gram.
Yeah, blues are what, 35? No, they gotta be heavier than that.
What? Blues, it says, 55.
That can't be right.
Can't be, can it?
But maybe it is. I don't know.
Maybe because of the click.
Oh, to actuation? Maybe it is.
What's going on? We got 39 people watching me.
With 26 likes. Love it.
Not bad. Oh, starting to get the hang of it.
Yeah, that's actuation weight. 50 gram actuation.
Okay. these are just double checking and starting to doubt that I pre-lubed these, but yeah, they're lubed. Pretty sure I used the lighter weight Krytox. Oh yeah, you can go with any type of keycaps that you want. There is a multitude of different colors out there, so you might as well go with the color you like the most. I mean, I believe all the Rosewell keyboards are black, so obviously I'm very fond of blank keys, so black blank keys would look very stealthy if that's what you're going for. If not, oneupkeyboards.com. Does oneupkeyboards.com have just keycap sets?
Yeah, the PBT side printed keycaps.
Yeah, so you could go with oneupkeyboards.com has PBT front printed. So from the top, they looks like there's no legends, but on the front, you have front printed legends, so you can actually see in case you forget where a key is. And being made of PBT, they are higher quality than the majority of ABS keys out there. Close brittle. I've never had a housing snap on me, Dane Carter.
Yeah,
So
do it with with an Aristotle though. It will snap.
it will snap.
They're very brittle. You can crush them with your hands.
I've not tried that. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll have we'll do a stream and we'll crush a bunch of Aristotles on the stream. Stellarics, key sets or artisans that I am excited for. Well, I'm super stoked for Terminal, which the group buy for it already happened. We're just waiting on it to deliver sometime soon. So that one's definitely on my mind right now. Why aren't there double shot side printed caps? Anchor bait. That is a good question. I do not know. My guess is that it's not as popular, so nobody's taken the initiative to create molds to do front double shot keycaps. It is creating the molds is pretty expensive, so without the interest, there is no reason for some of the companies that build keycaps to manufacture them.
What's this?
Yeah, GMK Euro looks cool. I just don't know.
Okay.
It looks cool. I just don't think it is a key set for me. I might change my mind. I
What's that?
I felt the same way about Skeletor when it first was announced, and then after I saw the set in person, I pretty much fell in love, and ended up getting my own set. Sup MP, yeah, just hanging out here rather than being on the chat. Might as well be on the stream, right? Other than GMK Yuri, I mean, that one, the interest check for that one's been going on for a long time, and it's great that I think it's definitely getting made, but I think it's either like on mass drops voting stuff. Let's see. I'm still waiting. I don't know if there have been any updates on the Hyperfuse SA. As we know, Signature Plastics is super backed up with the SA profile caps. So I might never get them. But hopefully sometime this summer as well. Which I will probably be putting them on my LJD61 up, which is currently still in pieces after I lubed greens and they stopped working. GMK Laser. Rabar, is that the one by Mito? I did see, or was that GMK Outrun? I know I saw some retro stuff. Everybody's suddenly gone retro with their key sets. I have a feeling Lacer is the one by Evans, and then Outrun is the one by Mito. Not really sure. You can get a blank white set. I don't know that there are any blank GMK sets out there. You can buy blank, I mean, why buy blank ABS when you can buy blank PBT is my question. You don't have to worry about getting shine on your caps after prolonged use. And you can buy relatively cheap ePBT blanks key sets are not hard to find online.
That's Theodoro 80. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Theodoro 89 says, "Do you have any pro tips about custom keyboards? What's the difference between a great keyboard and an amazing keyboard?"
Pro tips about keyboards. That is a great question. I think on what separates a good keyboard from a great keyboard. Well, there's definitely a number of things. I think for one is the main thing is looks and quality of materials. You know, One-Up Keyboards is one of the only people, if not the only one, that uses real carbon fiber for cases, which is obviously a nice high-end materials. A lot of people do machined aluminums, and there are definitely awesome machined aluminum cases out there. But not all aluminums are made the same. Not everything's finished the same. So you can have a really nice machined aluminum that gets botched during the anodizing process. So you get not smooth colors and all that stuff. A big part of it is also the PCB that you use with that board. They're also not all created equal. And oh, there goes a flying spring. And One-Up Keyboards uses TKL PCBs, which are tried and true programmable boards, you know, that people use quite often, even on their custom builds, and luckily we're able to use them for One-Up keyboard kits. So I think that's kind of the main ones. A lot with mechanical keyboards nowadays, stuff from third-party manufacturers. Everybody's trying to be budget, and they end up, you know, one of the first things that they cheap out on once you have to go budget is also switches. There's a wide variety of clones out there, and not all clones are made the same, as most people in here know. The Gateron switches, which are a clone of Cherry MX switches, are probably the highest quality ones on the market. But then you got other stuff like Kale, or Kyle, or however you want to pronounce it. I don't even keep track of all the clones that are out there, but they're just not as good. Some of the factories that they're producing just don't have the same type of quality control, and the tolerances are much wider, which you get switches that, you know, quickly switches that don't click properly, more wobble, and other stuff. So there is definitely a large amount of things that separate good keyboards from great keyboards, or even from just straight up crappy keyboards. Gabe Lewis, what's up, buddy? Let's see, bunch of questions here. Matt, Scat TKL done with a Winculus white case and the Cilius. Nice. Oh, you're using the Silencios, Matt, on that board that you build? Let's see, just trying to read through some of the comments here on the chat. I am using the smaller LEDs. They're not round. They are the square. I guess they're 2, 3, 4 LEDs. So they are much smaller than the 1.8s that you would normally use on a keyboard. I believe 3mm ones are too big for keyboards. The bigger, rounder ones seem to have a lot of issues with rubbing with keycaps. So certain profiles of keycaps will not fit. A lot of the thicker keycaps have a very tight tolerance around the switch. So when you have an LED in there as well, your cap is the inside of the keycap is gonna rub with your LED as you're depressing your key. So you want to try to have the smallest LED possible. If I wasn't doing SIP sockets, I could actually put the LEDs inside the switch since I have clear tops. Don't see that many people doing that, but it's a great way to prevent any issues with rubbing against your keycaps. Sup, Rotaku? Welcome to the JB1830 show, where Pete sits on the couch and talks to you guys on chat.
What's up?
All right, all the switch tops are out, and probably find the baggie for these springs before I make a mess. Give me 1 second. All right. So let's say bye-bye to all these springs. Oh, coming out. Let's see. Whoa, there goes a flying spring. Yeah, Theodora, that's the worst way to find out that the LEDs hit the inside of the keycaps is after you've soldered all your LEDs on. It really does suck. I have 50 people watching. That's insane. Come on, people. 51 watching. I got 36 likes. Let's get a like for everybody on the chat. Gonna work those fingers. Yeah, the mechanicalkeyboards.com switch openers, I mean, they're stupid simple design. They're pretty neat. They do work. They're not without faults. I feel like they're a little too small. Sometimes they could be a little bigger. Nicholas Monoson with the Reddit joke. Fingers got PVT. That did go live. That did happen like sometime this week. Yeah, for everybody that's new to the stream, make sure you hit that subscribe button somewhere here. I don't know, where's my finger? I don't know how this works. Yeah, somewhere right there. Do that. And then next time the streams, it will not be me, but the actual owner of this channel, the lovely Ski with Pete.
Did you say I was lovely?
I did say you were lovely, Pete.
It's weird. It's a little bit awkward.
I don't know if you guys can hear Pete in the background. He's saying it's awkward that I called him lovely.
I've got this microphone on, so hopefully you can hear me.
Don't be looking at my naked keyboards, guys.
Matthew Teague asks, are you using 150 gram across the whole board?
I will be using 150 gram across the whole board.
Not just on modifiers. I don't know if you know this, JB actually has the opposite opinion of that. He thinks that...
Yeah, I actually tend to like using lighter springs on my modifiers. And the reason for that is that while all my other fingers have PBT abs, my little pinky fingers are weak. And pressing the big keys requires a good amount of force for a little baby finger. So I use lighter springs on any modifiers that I use a pinky to actuate. That will not be the case today, as I will be putting 150 grams on everything, but chances are that I will eventually switch the modifiers back to a lighter weight, possibly 80, or maybe even go back to the stock Gathering Black springs. Yeah, if I had 185 gram alphas, which we do not have at the moment, but we might get them in the future, depending on how much interest there is, then I might do 100. I might upgrade to 180 gram alphas and keep 150 gram modifiers. Let's see. I might do the SIP sockets first. Let me get some tweezers so I don't struggle getting these in their holes. Let's see. I'm gonna move this mess of keycaps over here. For Otaku, I did see pictures of that. That was pretty neat. I mean, if you know how to do a hand-wired build, or even with a PCB, anything that you can cut switch holes into, you can pretty much turn into a keyboard nowadays. There really is limitless possibilities. Yeah, I'm with you, MW, on the light modifiers. It's the only ones that I really feel like should be a different weight. Everything else can stay pretty similar. Alright, so right now I am inserting the SIP sockets in to the LED holes. Obviously this already has a PCB on there here, so pretty easy to do.
$60 watching. Oh, 59.
Oh, you ruined it.
Oh, so close. 60 again. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo, for 60 people.
If you haven't already, please press the like button. And if you're new, definitely press subscribe.
Where's that voice coming from?
It's from back here.
I keep hearing Peter talking to us from the, what is it? The keyboard nether? I don't know. Where do keyboards go when they die? Is there a keyboard heaven or hell? No lube. All my switches, these switches were lubed when I installed them originally, so I do not need to re-lube them. I mean, if you need proof, I can possibly show you one of my stems. Let's see, I don't want to get lube on my fingers, but it's kind of hard to see, but they are lubed already. Let's see. Don't think it's gonna focus, but yeah, these blacks have been pre-lubed before today's stream. Keyboards never die, they're just reborn. I don't know about that. Not every keyboard can come back to life. I mean, I definitely don't want some racer mechanical keyboards coming back to life anytime soon. And yeah, Topra is technically a rubber dome. If you know anything about Topra, you know that it's all about the oneness with the cup rubber. Cool. Alright. Moving along here, doing this top row SIP sockets.
Lord Slaps, I'm talking into the BM800 right now, and JB is talking into the AT2020. So you can hear the difference in the intonations of our voice. Go ahead, JB, speak into the AT2020.
Hello, this is JB at Mechanical Keyboards, live with Ski with Pete. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
That's pretty awesome. They're both actually currently plugged into the same, what's it called, a Focusrite... The red box. The 2i2. Scarlett 2i2.
There you go.
There, I like the technical. I like the technical term there, Steph. It's just plugged into a red box.
The red box.
Yeah, Hasu is a magician. I will give him that. He,
Somebody asked earlier today if there are more Hasu Bluetooth controllers coming
They are
into stock.
on their way.
The answer is yeah.
On the plane.
awesome. So they are flying over.
They are hopefully not the actual plane, but they are on the plane.
Zombie says, "Hey Pete, can we do an NYC meetup this summer? That would be awesome. In order to get to the meetup, I need to get to 100,000 subscribers."
No, you don't. You do a normal meetup.
I know I could do a normal meetup, but I want to do the awesome meetup. So please press subscribe. I've got 26,138 subscribers. I could use a couple more. If you're new around here, go ahead and smash that like button. Wait a sec. Smash the subscribe
button, yeah.
But also smash the like button. The more likes we get, the more people get to come and join the show.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting comment.
The BM800 sounds better, to be honest. Lord Slaps, it could just be my voice. Dun dun dun!
Yeah, you just don't like Pete's voice. While I over here, on the other hand.
Yeah, I think that the BM800 struggles a little bit with the treble. It clips the S's a little bit, whereas the AT2020 is pretty much the reference microphone. There is an AT, is it 2032 or is it 3220? Something like that.
I feel like 3220 sounds right.
It's pretty kick-ass. So in the future, man, in the future. But the next big purchase is going to be 4K. I found a 4K camera for $900. I'm circling around it, but I need some more money. So if you guys want to help support the channel and help drive us towards the 4K setup, I'd love the support. You can do so by buying a cup of coffee in the About section below. You can do so by sending over some Bitcoin, or you can use Super Chat. Super Chat's pretty fun because you get to ask a question and JB is forced to read it out.
Yeah,
as
I
is
would
the host.
anything and everything that you guys send via Super Chat, I will read out loud. It can be as humiliating as you want it to be.
Speaking of voices, let's get JEJ or James Earl Jones on the show. That'll get you 100K subs instantly.
Easy, right? Sure, he's currently unavailable, with the filming of all the Star Wars sequel, prequels, whatever.
Malky Tomlinson says, "At Ski with Pete, will you be using Google Fiber to upload?" When I go to 4K, we're already on Fios, which is Verizon's fiber, and yeah, we already have blazing speeds. So we'll just we'll go to full blazing all the time and be blazing with the 4K. It'll be amazing, actually, when it happens.
Soon enough, this will be called Blazing with Pete, but then it will no longer be about keyboards.
It'll just be me blazing. 4K streaming definitely does take a large amount of bandwidth, but we currently have 150 meg upload internet, and yeah, it's pretty kick-ass. MP asks, when are we going to do the Bluetooth mod? We're looking at doing that in the near future. We'll keep you posted and updated as things come. Watch this space.
Yeah, stay tuned. Might be coming sooner than you think. Let's see, any other questions? Just people talking about... Yeah, 4K does put a pretty hefty load on the computers, whether it's gaming or streaming. Blazing streaming at 420K, I like that.
So currently currently streaming at 1080p uses around 6 megabytes, 4 to 6 megabytes a second. Which, if I was better at math, I could tell you how many megabits that was.
It's just times 8. 64 megabits per second.
So we have a lot of ceiling left over after that. So we're also streaming this show on 2 laptops at the same time. So we're sucking down the bandwidth. We've also got a computer also streaming it, and another computer streaming it down through Twitch, because we're simulcasting on Twitch as well. So yeah, we also often have camera 2 and camera 3. So again, just to give you an idea of the amount of bandwidth that we kick ass with.
A lot of blazing cameras in this setup over here.
Yeah.
It's all for you guys to give you the
Do
best
you want to try
experience.
a different camera there, JB? Do you want to?
Do I want to try a different camera? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to press something with my foot, and it's going to do something. Dun, dun. I broke it.
Oh, did you press action cam?
Yeah. I forgot.
Action cam's disconnected.
No action cam for me today. What does this do?
Okay, guys, here's how you subscribe
Okay.
and catch all the live streams. First, click subscribe, like you normally would. Then click the gear beside it. Now you'll see the notification menu. Click send me all notifications for this channel. That means that next time I start my live stream, you'll get a notification to let you know it's about to start.
And you got to click out of it now.
I do.
Yeah, it doesn't just transfer back over.
Oh, look. Well, if you didn't know not how to subscribe, well, now you know. And I guess so we have
We have
26,138 subscribers. Not that much happening. Stats are live today. I guess I'm not as attractive as I thought after all.
44 watching with 46 likes, though. You've now hit the 1-to-1 ratio.
Awesome. Oh, there it goes. Getting some subscribers going. Remember, guys, along with the things Pete mentioned earlier, obviously, the larger the channel, the more perks we get. And if you have any purchases that you're trying to make on Amazon, there are links in the description that will take you to products that we recommend on Amazon that also help us grow. So make sure to use those when doing your shopping. All right, Lord Slaps, thank you for joining us tonight, and have yourself a good night. Let's see. Obviously, Rob R, you can tell I have no idea what I'm doing with Pete's setup. I just press buttons and things happen.
Yeah, you can ditch the subscriber count if you haven't already. It's
I have
the
it.
overhead button. There you go.
There we go. Well, this part is going a little slower than anticipated, but I'm gonna trying to go as fast as I can, getting the little sip sockets in here. Selling switches that are rated higher than 150 gram. Well, I don't think anybody sells a factory switch that's over 80 grams, unless I'm mistaken. So probably won't be seeing 180 gram switches, but springs, there's a good chance that if the interest is there, that we will have higher weight springs coming to the site soon. You have a good point there, BMMCW Hurt or Wort. If you already subscribed, please do not hit the subscribe button again, as that will unsubscribe you. Matthew, I had not heard about that Alps clone that comes with 250 grams springs. That sounds insane. I don't remember, what are, Pete, do you know what the weight are on MX Grays? Are they 80 grams?
I'm looking it up.
Or 100 grams? I have a feeling that some of them are 100 grams.
Yeah, 180 actuation at 100. Actuation at 80 cm on tactile grays.
That is, yeah. So there are pretty heavy switches out there.
So blacks aren't actually the heavy ones, are they? Blacks are the medium.
Yeah, technically, but nobody, like, up until recently, like, people weren't really using, like, for some reason, like, we are using heavier and heavier switches now. It seems to be more acceptable to have Hulk-like fingers.
Yeah, linear grades are also 80 cm to actuation. That's not to bottom out.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's what somebody asked earlier in the chat, if these were springs that were 150, advertised as 150 grams, but they're originally, or were found to be 180 grams. I'm pretty sure these are 150 gram actuation. I am not sure what the bottom out weight is. It probably is higher.
MX Clicky Gray has an actuation force of 105 cm.
Yeah, that's... What is the actuation force of greens? At least MX greens. Since, you know, Gateron greens and I don't get along.
'61 watching. Don't forget to press that like button. The more likes we get, the more people get to join the show. The more people who join the show, what's up, what's up? Don't forget to press subscribe if you're new to the show. Now's a great time to press subscribe.
You heard the man.
And then 2 people left.
Oh, you scared them away.
Come on.
It was because you're using that AT 2020. With keyboard photography.
That's what he said, in a collab with Keyboard Photography. Or is he saying...
He wants to do a keyboard photography collab with
Oh,
you?
is that what he's saying?
Maybe, I don't know.
The thing is, my man JB here, his day job actually is... Go on, JB, talk about your day job.
My day job. I am a video producer for a pretty large food website. So I have a little bit of experience with photography and video. We've not yet implemented as much into one-up keyboards as we'd like, but that is because both Pete and I have full-time jobs, obviously. And Pete runs one-up keyboards on his spare time, along with the lovely Steph. Now I can say lovely. The lovely, very lovely Steph.
It's better.
And I don't live in the basement, but since I am in the city along with Pete, we do have common interests and we do hang out. And every now and then I end up at one-up keyboards headquarters. And every so often, this being the second time, I will crash the stream to introduce.
Is this only the second time? Are you sure it's not
This
the
is
third
only
time?
the second time I've hosted a stream. I've been here during streams in the past, maybe 4 or 5 times, but this is only the second time running a stream of myself, or being the person doing stuff on the stream.
Streaminating. You're trying to say streaminating.
Streaminate. I am the streaminator. Is that right? If you're streaminating. All right, sip sockets. Let's go. Let's see what's going on here. Brotaku's taking a shower. I wonder if he's watching the stream while he's in the shower.
Oh. Waterproof phones.
You could just put it in a Ziploc bag.
It's a future.
I mean, we do have a lot of waterproof phones, don't we?
61 watching with 54 likes. Go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. And guys, if I can ask, go over to oneupkeyboards.com. Go check the website out. We pay a lot of money for a lot of bandwidth, and I'd love to see you guys crush the site with a little bit of intensity.
Yeah, everything I'm using today is available on the website at oneupkeyboards.com, or is a coming soon item. So the keyboard, the switches, the SIP sockets, and the springs, they are all available at oneupkeyboards.com. And even the LEDs that I will be using will be available on oneupkeyboards.com. Coming soon. Trademark. But yeah, so trying to fill all your keyboard needs, a one-stop shop. And if you guys have ideas for products that you'd like to see on the website in the future, make sure to let us know, whether it's here on the chat or via email or on Reddit. Anytime we do product releases and stuff, we let you guys know on Reddit. Feel free to leave us a comment. Let's see. Junghwan Min asked if the LEDs are 2x3x4s, and then the answer to that is yes. Those are the LEDs that I am using. Let's see. These are, I see a question about these being spree springs. These are not spree springs. We have our own supplier for these springs. I see MP saying that he is a photographer. MP, what do you shoot? And what do you shoot on? And I try to do my best to help with some of the photography on the website. But we are pretty budget friendly here. Everybody's a photographer. Anybody can go to a store and buy a nice camera and take pictures. Pete, go check out the photography site. Let me know what kind of work he does.
Littlemanshouting.com.
Oh. Is it an actual
Based
photography
in
site?
Hong Kong and Copenhagen.
Wow, that is like two completely unrelated locations. Is there a combo? This might be a better question for you, as I'm not sure of the answer, but a BMMC where it asks if there's a combo of the TKL carbon fiber kit with the glass fiber middle, or does he have to add them to the cart separately?
You have to add them to the cart separately.
So there is your answer. If you're trying to get the glass fiber middle, you need to add that to the cart separately. I see Dan Carter saying he uses the Pro mode on his phone. Hey man, I've seen those the pictures from the iPhone 7s or whatever. They are very impressive. I think that's the one with like the dual camera system in it. Those pictures definitely look nice. Nice, MP. I regularly shoot on the Sony FS7. That's just kind of our workhorse, since the stuff I do is not for cinema. Mostly web-based stuff. So 4K is more than enough for us. Let's see here. Alright, I am on this last row, finally. Once I finish getting these sockets in their holes, I'm gonna go ahead and pop all the springs on and put the switch tops back. And probably put all the keycaps back. Maybe not the keycaps. But once I put all the switch tops back, I will open up the keyboard and solder the SIP sockets. Might even do the LEDs before I solder it, so the SIP sockets stay in place. Sometimes they can wobble inside the switch, especially when you flip the board upside down to solder. So that's not a bad idea to get the LEDs already in place. Hey look, I found one of the LED diodes from this weekend's stream. Just out of nowhere, a little tiny diode. They're a lot smaller than I thought they were. I can see how they would just disappear. Good catch there, Matthew. Might not have seen that until I went to put LEDs in. Yeah, so for those of you joining or that don't know what the SIP sockets do, so the SIP sockets I'm installing right now inside the switches allow me to later remove the LEDs in case I have a change of heart on the key set that I'm using, or if if an LED burns out, it'll allow me to simply pull on the LED to remove it and replace it with another LED of the same color or one of a different color. SIP sockets wear out over time. They do, but you're not changing your LEDs every day. So chances that you'll wear them out on the LEDs is probably not something you would worry about. Oh, question from Purple Haze. What's the most you've spent on a personal custom keyboard? Too much. That is all I have to say about that. That's like that question, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Theodoro89 asks, have you ever seen Casey Neistat?
I have I seen Casey Neistat? I've seen somebody on a boosted board that might have been Casey Neistat, but it was not clear enough for me to answer.
I saw a guy on a boosted board that definitely was not Casey Neistat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
he also had a camera in his hand. He thought he was Casey Neistat, but I'm 100% certain he was not Casey Neistat. I've stood outside of Casey Neistat's studio. It's right by where I work, actually.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
And so I've like looked up, and you can see like into his studio. It looks a lot like it does in the videos, but I've never seen him, and I'm not sure if he watches my stream, so I don't know if he'd recognize me, so I'm not really that bothered, but if he does ask me for an autograph or something, I'll give it to him,
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't give him your autograph.
I know.
I mean,
he'll probably, given how good he is at skateboarding, want to know how I'm so good at skiing, but I won't tell him.
Yeah, why don't you talk to Casey and just go give him some ski lessons? That would be pretty dope.
I'm busy. I'm
too busy with keyboard streams,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Too busy to hang out with Casey Neistat.
What I can tell you for sure is that Casey Neistat has terrible taste in keyboards. That's a fact. You can write that down. You can take it to the bank if you want. He does. He has terrible taste.
Doesn't he just use standard Apple keyboards?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, those... sorry, Casey. Thumbs down on that one. If you're watching.
Gabriel Tran asks, Pete, had you ever built an Infinity Ergodox? I've not built an Ergodox. I shy away from the linear keyboards, if I'm honest. So it's pretty unlikely that I ever will.
And now I'm realizing it's kind of hard to tell, but I am putting on the springs on my switches right now.
You're doing what?
I'm putting the springs on my switches. 150 gram springs for fingers with PBT abs. It's gonna be fun. You know what's gonna be fun is closing these switches, as they now require additional force to compress the switch housings for them to click. And if it slips out of my finger, it's certainly gonna go flying somewhere where I will never find it ever again.
Actually, I think you'll find that if the spring suddenly jumps off the table, that it actually evaporates and
it just vanishes into thin air.
Yeah, it actually it doesn't vanish. What it does is it actually finds the fifth dimension and then goes there.
Just
so you don't really have to worry about it. It takes care of itself in a lot of ways.
Well, for those of you asking how much I've spent on keyboards, while I did not pay retail, for those of you in the know about artisans, if you saw what was on here, and just by showing you these two caps, if you know by what they are, let's see, you would know that market value of these is enough to buy a couple keyboards.
How many keyboards do you own?
How many keyboards do I personally own? Let's see. I own 3 1-up keyboards. So the JD40, LJD60 1-up, and my TKL, which we're working on right now. I have a ZZ96, which you guys saw me build on my last live stream that I was here, my first one and the one previous to this. I have a full acrylic TXCP, which is a compact. Or no, CP. I have a CPXQ, not a TXCP. The CPSQ is the compact version of the TXCP, with a full acrylic body, rocking Hana DSA on it. What else is there? I have a plank, rocking DSA Deep Space. I have a Real Force 87U 55 gram. I don't know. I have a Model M. I have a 6260 with blacks and Skeletor on it. Market value of a Keywalk, most will probably say it's around $500. Might go cheaper, and some of the rarer ones go for a lot more. Brotaku's back from his shower. Were you watching the stream in the shower, Brotaku? Yeah, Korean customs definitely can get expensive, especially when trying to buy them aftermarket. Prices seems to stay pretty high. I would say they're not so bad if you get in on the group buy stages. I mean, it's easy to spend anywhere from $200 to $400 for a full machined aluminum keyboard, but they are of high quality and they'll come with PCBs and RGB backlighting and all the goodies that you would hope to get. Vertaka says no stream in the shower. Come on, man, you gotta step your game up. I see a question there on what's my main typing keyboard. Main typing keyboard. To be honest, I switch my keyboards pretty often. I do. The board that probably gets the most use, surprisingly, is my plank. My plank with Cherry MX Clears. I've had that board for. Well, I got that board from the first plank mass drop that happened. And it is anytime I'm video editing, that is the board that I'll use. It's a very comfortable board to use for editing, given that I don't have to move around my fingers too much to hit shortcuts and all that stuff. When I am gaming, I was using my LJD. At that point I switch a lot depending on my mood. Sometimes I feel like my Model M is too heavy, so I might use something with blacks. Sometimes if I feel like I'm doing stuff where I want to have arrow keys, then I'll use my TKL. You know, I think everybody that has more than one keyboard will tell you that they switch quite often. Sometimes with a reason, sometimes without reason. They just want to type on different keyboards. After all, that's why we have them. That's part of the hobby, part of the fun in it. Let's see. Yeah, MP, I see your comment about the Premiere and doing the shortcuts and stuff. I would most certainly love to talk to you about it. You can actually, if you're on Reddit, you can always PM me. Username there is JB1830. I think, yeah, same that is on the title of this video. So if you have any personal questions or anything you'd like to know about what I do, feel free to hit me up. So you should get the Keywalk custom painted. No, Malky, custom painting the Keywalk does not make it more valuable. The key press graphic ones being the exception. That is because they are one-offs and they were authorized by Booper, the original creator of the Keywalk. I would not take somebody else's work and modify it in an unintended way, unless I was approved by them. And Ceramint, you got that right. Too many keybs and not enough time. I think that is a common theme among enthusiasts. And Damn Killer 37, yeah, man. Artisans are not for everybody, you know.
I'm not into artisans
Yeah,
either.
Pete is not into artisans. He doesn't really see the point. Steph likes them because they're cute. And I like them because they add something unique to the keyboard. And I originally wasn't into artisans until I had a chance. Well, until I got my first binge cap, which was still binge caps at the time. Now it's Hungerworks Studios. But I got a Slow-Fi, a purple Slow-Fi, a one-off, and that kind of started my addiction. All right, I know a spring went flying somewhere, but it is certainly in the fifth dimension, as Pete said. Oh wait, I think I found it. All right, so all of the springs are in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start closing switches. Let's see, I was thinking about key press. I think, yeah, Malky, key press stuff is different. The caps he receives and the work that he does is he usually works with the keycasters. So the people that produce the artisans will send him a key to modify, which means, you know, he has the blessings of the original artist, which makes the caps more valuable than if I went ahead and like dipped my key walk in a bottle of paint and then said it's a one-off. That just wouldn't work. I think I would get a lot of downvotes if I posted a picture of a painted key walk on Reddit. And I'm there with you, Them Killer. I mean, the price, the aftermarket price for some keys is absurd. I have not paid market value on any of my caps. All my caps were won through the original auctions or were traded with caps that I got from original auctions. Some caps I bought retail. I rarely pay over retail on Mech Market if I'm looking for something. And I rarely sell over retail too, as I have sold caps in the past. Let's see what else is. Yeah, Jazz Cap. I wish I got in on those. Those are pretty cool. Let's see what else. Artisans. Yeah, and to be honest, part of the artisans is the fun in sort of the Pokemon mentality of gotta catch them all. You know, my goal for this build, with putting GMK Terminal on it when it comes out, was that GMK Terminal is a black and green set. And I happened to get real lucky in the Broke Caps Invasion artisan sale, and scored, as you guys saw earlier, a number of artisans from that sale. And that kind of sent me down the path of collecting black and green artisans to go with GMK Terminal. So I just recently completed the collection to fill the top function row. And if some of you have seen my other boards, I have the CZ96, which has got purple artisans on the entire top row as well. That's just how I enjoy using my artisans, collecting them, collecting the specific colors, with an end goal in mind, and then, you know, having the maximum number of artisans on a board while still being comfortable, since I do not use a function row at all, ever. They sit pretty there and I don't have to worry about pressing them. I did used to have a bunch of artisans on a 60%, and it was awful because they were on the number row, and then you would get the most uneven presses on your number row. And sometimes, while I can touch type, my accuracy on the number row is not the best. So sometimes I do have to look, and when you have a bunch of artisans, it makes it impossible. You basically have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is what I'm trying to press. So I stopped putting artisans on 60%. Oh, somebody did a sticker bomb build on Reddit?
Yeah, one of our TKLs here. Let me show it to you.
Nice. Yeah, let's see what you got. Oh, that's really nice with the Japanese DSA set, the taco set. That looks really dope, actually. That came out really nice. When was that posted today?
Yeah, today. It's an hour ago by Astro Atari.
Oh, nice. Oh, is that? I think he's one of the regulars here on the weekends.
Yeah. I don't think he's on tonight, but I think he's on.
Yeah, I recognize. I think he goes by Atari something, not Astro Atari. That's kind of cool. Well, if you guys see that link, make sure to go support one of our.
Go give him a thumbs up or whatever. Upvote.
Give him an upvote.
Give him a doot.
Yeah, doot.
If you haven't already, guys, don't forget to please press like and please press subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, welcome, and please press subscribe.
Like Matthew's comment, get a TKL without a function row, and then you don't have to worry about getting artisans for the function row. That would solve problems, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you start thinking, maybe I'll put them on the number row, and then you say, you know what, I'm going to get a 40%, and then I'll have no keys that I can't use.
Yeah, in theory, I think I have enough artisans to cover my JD40. That would be a pretty funny thing to do, maybe in the near future. I mean, I think Steph has a good amount of artisans too. She could be, what do you think? You could probably cover half of a JD40, Steph? No?
I think you have more than I do. Maybe combined.
Combined, I think we can definitely cover a JD40. I don't have any doubts of that. You see, I would never build a board just to display artisans. It just feels weird. Because I feel like if you do that, then it's a board that you're not using, and all boards should get love. All boards should get typed on. No point in building a board if you're not going to type on it. Alright, let's see if I can speed this up by just putting all of these in first. Let's see. And Theodora was saying he never uses artisans because they never fit the theme of the keyboard. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of the artisan makers out there have gotten pretty good at matching colors to key sets. I mean, it's almost a must for any artisan maker to have a hyperfuse colorway in their artisans. When new things launch, it's not uncommon to see artisans that match certain colorways. So I don't think necessarily out of place. I mean, there's definitely some caps. Not all caps are made. Not all artisans are made the same, that we know. But everybody likes different stuff. See a lot of people talking about hand-wired 5 keys and all that stuff. I don't know if they're currently in stock. But we do have, one of keyboards does have a 6-shooter. Are those currently on the site, Pete?
What's that?
6 shooters?
They're not. We're sold out at
We're
the moment.
sold out of the 6-shooter
Yeah,
kits.
there should be more soon.
Do you have yours on hand so I can show it for some of those interested in the near future?
Yeah, it's right here.
Here. Right there. So for those of you talking about doing a hand-wired 5-key, these are currently out of stock, but I'm sure they're coming back at some point. These are the 6-shooters. They come with stainless steel plates, and we do have PCVs. You can do hand-wired kits. And for those of you looking for Pro Micros or Teensies, I believe they're also available on oneupkeyboards.com.
Yep.
Is that a yes?
Yep.
Yep.
They are and stuff.
Yeah, so anybody doing a hand wire build and you need a Teensy, well, you can get it straight from oneupkeyboards.com. Or a Pro Micro. I believe the Pro Micros are used on a lot of the Let's Split kits. Some other smaller builds too. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to speed this up, but as many of you know if you've worked on keyboards, it's not hard, but it's definitely time consuming. Dana, I did not put lube on the springs, but the switches were lubed before when I first built this kit. In fact, it's getting all over my fingers. So I know for a fact that the top of the top part of my stems have lube in them already from the previous springs that were in here. So I did not want to add any more lube to the switches to prevent it from creating a gunky mess, especially since I took them out already and I'm handling them. I don't want any particles, like extra stuff getting on the switches that might actually make the experience worse. Matthew, I have no idea when the more kits will be in stock.
We have purchased them. They're being sent. So I'm going to say within 2 to 3 weeks.
There you go. So check back in a couple weeks. If you don't hear about it on the stream, just check the website. You never know when they might just pop up. A 9-shooter. 9-shooter would be cool. It's kind of like one of these puppies. I guess this would be a 10-shooter. Well, 10-shooter, yeah. But you can only put MX switch on it. I don't believe those have Alps compatibility. I did not.
Do you solder the sips?
I will solder the sips, and once I'm done putting the stems and the housings in, I am going to actually trim the LEDs and place the LEDs in the sips, and that's going to help them stay in place. And once that's all done, I am going to go ahead and solder, which hopefully will be the faster part of my evening, as I'm pretty quick at soldering.
You'd be good to deal with the solder cam.
Solder
I dealt
cam.
with it. It's already focused.
What? No, I just meant.
And I think last time I think I still got it from last
You
time.
get the hang of it?
Yeah, I was getting pretty quick towards the end last time, so. I see a lot of people getting upset. Do you solder the sips yet? I think I'm wiring a 12x12. Have fun with that. And wiring is a great learning experience, but I feel like once you do it once, don't really care to do it again. Chubb says, having owned the mechanical and the membrane keyboard, he prefers the membrane. Upsetting. Yeah, I guess it's upsetting. I would say that you need to just don't use the membrane, just use the mechanical keyboard anyways. It's better for you. Alright, black stems. One last black stem. Where are you? Uh-oh. There it is. Alright, all the stems are in. Now to pop all the housings in.
At Malky Tomlinson, at Ski with Pete, he says, are you going to get more teensies in stock?
They're not in stock.
Are they not in stock?
Can you look? Should be. We have some.
Chubb, I'm interacting with the chat. Sorry, it just takes a.
No
we have
stuff, none in stock.
Oh.
we are on a little bit of a delay, and I might not always catch what you guys are saying on the chat.
Yeah.
We're putting them back in stock in 2 minutes.
Sorry about that.
Yep. If you guys didn't catch that, we do have teensies. For some reason, the site says they're not in stock, but we are trying to get them back up ASAP.
Just wash your hands first. You're playing with dirty things.
Well, there, Steph.
Cardboard boxes and packaging.
Hey guys, we have 59 likes. If there's a chance that you haven't already pressed like, press it now. Would love to hit 60.
Yeah, it would make me very happy. And maybe I'll come back and do more stuff.
I'm going to walk around here and
Uh-oh.
open that door.
Are you getting toasty? Or-
Yeah, it's getting,
It's quite warm in here.
it's getting hot in here.
Yeah, Topper is definitely pretty quiet, especially if you have landing pads on yours and or rubber bands. But I can't remember, are the rubber bands on Topper silencing? Right? They're not for anything else. I feel like how loud the keyboard is a lot of the times depends on the keyboard
Chubb
itself.
just said I hit that like button like it owed me money. Boom!
Nice.
60 likes.
Thank you, Chubb.
No super chats on the night.
People don't like me. No high rollers on the stream tonight. I mean, you had a pretty good one last time.
Did I ever? Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Heck, even I put up a super chat last time. That's it, guys. If you want to crash the Ski with Pete stream and stream yourself, you got to post up a super chat. I'm lying.
Ezra Goldslugger's up in the house. What's up?
Alright. Having trouble doing those in the middle. I'll do these at the bottom here.
Hey, the teensies are back up. Sorry about that.
Teensies are back in stock, and the police are coming for you.
No. Saw stem fly off. Whoop whoop. It is surprisingly a quiet night in New York, though. feel like that's been like no heavy beeping, no nothing. Steph and I were even concerned earlier that something was up because there was absolutely no noise coming in. We could hear the birds chirping outside.
Yeah, very unnerving.
Yeah, it was kind of strange for New York. It's like it was a very peaceful moment, which just makes you think twice about what's happening outside. Yeah, hide my artisans, hide my wife. Where are those tweezers? Maki is happy but unhappy about this restock. Always happy to help Malky. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. There goes Pete with a direct link.
What?
What, did you post the
Yeah.
wrong link?
No.
Yeah, I posted the wrong link.
Did you?
Yeah.
Tisk tisk. I see B taking being wowed. What is up, B taking?
He's speaking in Thai, so I answered in Thai.
Oh, did you? Oh, I
Yeah.
see it now. Ha, nice.
Which blew his mind a little bit.
Some of that Google Translate foo.
Yeah, others,
Go look at the ones we have then.
Yeah,
Is lubing Zelios worth it?
I don't know. I've not lubed my Celios before. If I recall correctly, they're supposed to come lightly pre-lubed. But I could be wrong. They are pretty smooth switches, so I can only assume that
No.
lubing them
No.
would be
No.
pretty cool.
What are you doing?
What's the rollover on the Gone TKL?
You just want.
You know what, BMMC? I am not sure of what the rollover is. Pete, do you know that tech
What's that?
question? What is the key rollover?
Oh, it's N key rollover,
It is.
but it's not compatible with Mac OS. So you actually need to press control. It's like function U, which turns it into 6 key rollover.
So if you heard that, it is an N key rollover keyboard, although it has compatibility issues with Macs, and you need to use a different mode. That you need to basically switch it to 6 key rollover using one of the keyboard's built-in functions. All right, everything is in. You know what? They might not be as heavy as you think. Who am I kidding? These things are really heavy.
John Matthias says, "What makes Zelios so smooth?" It's actually the type of plastics that they use. They use a palm plastic for the slider.
All right.
Yeah, what do you think of the? You just touched the keys. What do you think of the 150s?
You want to come and try?
No,
just on the
no,
steps?
my fingers hurt already just thinking about it.
They're pretty heavy. I mean, you can see the dent they put on my finger just from pressing them for a few seconds. Let's see. I don't know that that's gonna focus, but you can see the cross mark on my finger pretty clearly from just testing on the bare stems. So they are heavy. All right, next up is gonna be LEDs. And if I recall correctly, I might have to check this. I might have to open this first before I do this. So I want to go ahead and test one LED here. Almost positive that the positive end should go on the left side and on the right. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip them so they're to size and fit in the SIP sockets, and then put them in. That way they'll hold the SIP sockets in place. Sometimes when you flip the board after you've installed the SIP sockets, there's still a little wiggle room in there. So you might solder the SIP sockets at a weird angle, which will then make it more difficult to stick the LED in. And I'm just talking from personal experience. But I do want to double check that the LED, which way the LEDs go, so I don't put them in the wrong way as I'm doing this. So give me just 1 second. I need to get a small Allen key. That's the one.
$59 watching with 66 likes. If you haven't already pressed subscribe, please press subscribe now. If you're new to the channel, you get a lot of keyboard stuff here. Don't forget to press like. The more likes we get, the more people get to come and join. The more people join the show. So please do press like.
Let's see.
John Matthias says, my mechanical has a tendency to repeat keystrokes seemingly at random. Any idea what would be causing that? Have it Utemu. I suspect it might be using it with an iMac. So again, iMac Macs aren't compatible with N-key rollover in a lot of cases.
Actually.
So if there's a possibility to switch it over to 6-key rollover, if there's a dip switch or something on the back, you should do that. If you have any other problems, it might actually be key chatter, which is more common with lower budget or lower price switches. Do look into that. Ezra Goldschlager says, Pete, I'm subbed and I have notifications on, but I didn't get notified when you go live. Only when the stream is over and it gets posted entirely. Any ideas? Okay, so they've just recently switched the channel settings button to a little alarm. If you go in there and click on advanced functions, you can go in there and find notification for when you start streaming. Atari Zero's in the house. Atari, we were just complimenting your awesome sticker bomb board. I was just taking a look at that. Theodora89 says, Pete, can I use the BM800 mic with my motherboard, or do I need an amplifier interface? You actually need an amplifier or interface. I bought one BM800 and it came with a little USB interface, but I bought a second one and it didn't. So it's a little bit random. I can't actually tell which ones do and which ones don't, but I would imagine that you're gonna want some sort of amp. I highly recommend the Focusrite 2i2. I've had other ones, but the Focusrite 2i2 is where it's at.
Alright, so just as I expected, the positive terminals are on the left side. So when I go put my LEDs, the positives need to be on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and start trimming the LEDs. And I did see a question in there while Pete was talking about the extra slots on the spacebar. You might be able to tell there is an additional slot here. There's also extra slots here, here, on the delete key, and on the caps lock. And those are all just to change your layout. If you are using a shorter spacebar, I can't remember which ones go on here, if it's either the 6 unit ones or the 7 unit ones. They'll use a different spot because the actual spacebar would be shifted over a spot. You also have the option for the caps lock. You can have the switch staggered more to the left for the caps lock key. On this end, you have different options if you're using ISO. And again, this plate is ANSI compatible only, so you can't really see everything. Same down here for the long shift, the right shift. There's a spot for you to have an additional switch here if you want to use a short shift. You can delete, remove the backspace key and just have 2 single unit keys on there as well.
Dude, did you just say that that's ANSI only? It's not ANSI
No,
only.
this is an ANSI only. You're right. This is ISO also.
Yeah. Oh, and look, you just got your first super chat.
Ursa, thank you. Esra, sorry. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you for spreading the love of mechs to new people. That's what we're here to do. And hopefully teach you guys some stuff. And for those of you that already know, you get to enjoy it with us. As I'm sure we've all been through the torture of having to do some of this stuff.
Fire Rose Rakib also in the house. He just stopped by and said, "Hi Pete, hello you JB1830."
Nice. What's up, Firos? Alright. You're right. How did I ever forget that this was why did I say this was ANSI only? But no.
It's not. It's ISO,
No.
and it's got the split.
Yeah.
Split
It's
shift
got
on
all,
both
it's got all
sides.
the options on
Yeah.
here. Same with the bottom row. It's harder to see, but you have the ability to do the different orders for your modifiers if you're using longer modifiers and stuff. It's all there. But anyways, on to clipping and
Well,
putting
just
LEDs
looking at
in.
that link that Atari posted. Whoa.
What is it?
He spray painted one of the one-up keyboard's TKLs. It looks insane. Here, dude, just take
Wait.
this.
1 second. Alright. Scrolling through this post. Oh, I see you dyed your own caps. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
That is super dope.
That's crazy. Amazing.
Nice, so good.
I'm gonna kind of quickly show so you guys can kind of see what he did here. Went through and painted. Very cool. After dyeing some of these keys, the end result is awesome.
Wow.
That is some next level stuff.
That is really cool. Atari, I don't know if you saw it when it went up or not, but I also dabbled in the painting of my own stuff, which I did for my Rama M10A. This is actually Plasti Dip, so when I get tired of it, I can take it off. Or if it gets damaged or whatever, I can just respray it. But yeah, a nice job on the paint job. It looks really awesome.
Chubb says, I got a tech-related question. Not sure if this is the right place. Of course it is. But I'll run it by you anyways. I'm looking for a mouse series that fits a large hand. You know, I personally am a big fan of the level 10 thermal take mouse. It's not that expensive if you buy it from Walmart, and it's pretty big. It's pretty good. But yeah, but I kind of have small hands. I mean, it's pretty big. I like a big mouse, but I do have small hands, so I don't know. What do you use, JB?
I don't use regular mice. I use trackballs for the longest time, like thumb balls. For the longest time, I've been using a Logitech M570, and just recently, actually, thanks to one of the members of our chat, which I can't remember exactly who it was I was talking about, they recommended a different brand that I purchased recently, and I've been using every day. I'll have to think of the name. Maybe it'll come to me later. But it's been working really good. Yeah, but I've been using a thumb ball and the M570 for a very long time. So yeah, that is what I use, and I do have big hands, and the M570 fits very, very comfortably. If I had to use a mouse, I don't really know what I would use. I know Steph uses a James Donkey 325, which he likes, and I've actually tried it a couple times, and it's a very comfortable mouse. So I could possibly recommend that as well. It's not an expensive mouse, and it is it's got a couple of good features on it. Let's see what else is going on here. There we go. BMMC. What I do have is an Elecom. It is not a finger trackball, but it is a thumb trackball, and I am finding it quite comfortable. It's much better feature-wise than the Logitech. I don't think the ergonomics
sorry, I didn't see it. Hold on.
or the build quality is not as good as the Logitech, but it definitely gets the job done while having a better sensor. Alright, and for those of you joining right now, it's hard to see, but I am trimming and placing LEDs into the SIP sockets that we have installed on the board. I'm going to zoom in here into this top row and just sort of show you guys. So I just put those in. So these are the LEDs that we have here today, and if you've never used LEDs, you can tell the longer leg is the positive, the shorter leg being the negative, and I am trimming them right below the little nubs that you can see here, as that gives me the perfect depth to insert into the SIP sockets with them sitting flush with the switch. So that's what I'm doing right now. So right below. And then inserting into the SIP sockets. Now I'm doing this before soldering my SIP sockets, because I have found that when I try to solder my SIP sockets without LEDs in them, sometimes they move a little inside the switch. And it makes it very difficult to get the LEDs in place later on in the process, even though they are loose right now and they do like to move around while trying to put the LEDs in. But I feel like these prevents me from having an issue that can only be solved by having to desolder the SIP sockets. I'd rather not have to desolder the SIP sockets.
$71 likes, guys. If there's any chance that you haven't already pressed the like button, go ahead and press it now. Trying to get to 75 likes. Atari Zero with a super chat.
Thank you very much, Atari Zero. Atari says, thanks for always providing such great content. I'm always repping one up with my friends. You guys rock. Atari Zero, you rock, man. Thanks a lot for the support.
Yeah, and thanks for that awesome. I just finished watching your video build. That's awesome, man. Again, I've subscribed. You guys should go check out Atari Zero. That's pretty cool. If you're going to keep posting keyboard stuff, we should definitely keep watching. Muffin Man says, Pete, any possibility of backlit PBT keycaps on one-up keyboards? Not at the moment, but we do hope to get some in the future. There's definitely a company that we've been talking to that provides them. We just haven't made a purchase from them as yet, so we should be able to do that soon, and I will keep you posted.
Let's see what else is going on here. TVB, yep. These are JTK purple on white,
Or POWs.
or POWs, as some people like to call them. That's a purple on white set with the purple on white mods. The white on purple mods are on my ZZ96 with my other keycap set, that my modern beige set. Nope, that didn't go in.
$75 likes. We've hit 75 likes with 56 people watching.
Awesome.
If you haven't already pressed like, now would be a great time to do so. If you haven't already pressed subscribe, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Would love to see you guys hang around. Lots more keyboard content, both this week and upcoming. JB, I don't know if you know that you're zoomed in quite far, so.
Yeah, I'm working on these
Oh, right, okay.
right here.
Okay.
I currently just took the one out because I realized that it is, it was not in the right spot. Again, that's in part to the SIP sockets kind of moving around. There we go. Now that's in properly. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you do have the option of soldering your hull tights in when you put them in, right? It's not just a clip and done type deal. I don't know if you know, Pete, or if anybody in the chat has the answer.
What's that?
The hull tights, you do have the option of soldering them in if you want.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. They just press them in into the PCB holes, and they do have a tendency of sometimes coming out when you try to pull the switch or the... I believe they also sell them for LEDs. They do sometimes pop out. So I believe you can solder them in if you are okay with making them permanent on your board. And I believe those do also wear out. Well, all SIP sockets probably do.
So you know, somebody was just asking about JTK. I have reached out to JTK over Facebook. If anybody else has any other contact information for JTK, I would love to reach out and talk to him. So do let me know if you guys know how to get in touch. Which standard keyboard cap is pressed the least? For me, it's the right alt. I very rarely use left alt, but I even less often use right alt.
That is a good question. I'm sure there's statistics that you can find about that online.
With some new people coming to join the stream, don't forget to press like and press subscribe. Thank you again for joining. We're at 76 likes. If you haven't already pressed the like button, would love to hit 80. So go ahead and smash that like button.
Gonna start using the tweezers as I'm having trouble holding on to the LEDs as I'm lining them up. Should have probably trimmed all of these at once. Maybe I'm gonna do that. Actually, I don't want to do that because I'm gonna forget which side's the positive terminal. Let's see, multiple questions on here. People talking about the silencios, I assume. Really, silencios bringing up the spring rate that much. That's interesting. JTK sets compared to GMK. I will say the quality of the plastics used by JTK is I would say on par with GMK, but the legends on the JTK sets are not as crisp as the GMK sets. I forget where JTK got their molds, or if they made molds to match cherry keys, but the GMK molds are original cherry molds, so the quality of them are pretty good. Yeah, I could look at the switches from the front. I did not think about that. I'm trying to see here where I can find, for those of you asking about the GA2K set.
Can I show you this that just arrived?
Oh snap! Pete's coming in with some goodies here. He wants to show you guys.
Fresh out of the box. Do you know what that is?
That is a mail day for today. Those look like brand new LJD 61 up plates, universal, with switch opening cutouts. Hells yeah! Excite. Now you guys know what to wait for if you're looking to build a 60%. Those are coming soon.
Oh, gee. Wait till you see this.
Oh no. He is teasing me hard right now. He's gonna tease you guys too. Not in the middle of my build. You're an evil, evil man.
Those are cool.
That is why my wallet is empty. Yeah, sir, man. I am using as I pointed out earlier, I am using the indentation on the LEDs. That does make it super easy to trim, basically to perfect height for the LEDs to fit into the SIP sockets. Let's see. Yep, it is indeed mail day here at One Up Keyboards today. The second set of plates that you just saw were not white but silver carbon fiber weave, so much like this one but in a bright silver weave. They are really cool, and that's going to be the first new color for the TKLs, isn't it?
Yep.
So that is a sneak peek of a totally new product for us. Will there be red models for the 60% carbon? Malky Tomlinson, we had a limited time run of red alert plates. We had full was it LJD 64? LJD 61?
Yeah, we have LJD 61 on V1s.
In red alert?
Red alert still in stock. We also have JB40 still in stock.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can hear, but there are red 60% carbon models still in stock. They are not the new version of the LGD 61 ups that you just saw. The older versions do not have the switch opening cutouts, and they are ANSI only, if I recall correctly. Come on. Pete, have you done a build those SIP sockets yet?
Yeah, Steph's.
Any hints on restock of Gone Art 60s?
Not yet, not for a while.
Not for a little while.
Here's Steph.
Maki, I don't think there are any universal 60% plates. There are LJD61 kits in the carbon fiber, in the red carbon fiber, and there are JD40 kits in the red carbon fiber. So I'm pretty sure the universal 60% plates are out. We have just the plate style keyboards available.
What's the question? I missed it.
The question was if there was any, I think this universal 60% plates in the red alert color, and I believe you said those are sold out. You said only LJD 61 ups and JD 40s.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, one row down, a bunch more to go. I think I am gonna try to trim multiple LEDs at once to sort of make this process faster, since I can just look at the orientation on the LED, the insides, and determine which is the positive and which is the negative. Oh, and there goes the flying LED. Let's not do it that way. Keycaps in the video thumbnail. The
modern selector.
Or in the little, your little colorful.
yeah, that seems like it's like a vomit set, unless I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I'm not sure.
Your thumbnail for YouTube.
Oh, the thumbnail for YouTube is they're just essay crap bags.
Yeah, it's just an essay crap bag. Mishmash of different caps. Definitely seems like there is some modern selector caps in there. I don't know what the black on yellows were for. Ceramite, I'm trying to understand. Oh, are you just telling somebody why they should use SIP sockets? Advantages of SIP sockets: plug LEDs in, plug-in board, click to flip LEDs, not lighting up. Yeah. I'd just rather not have to go through that, but
Where's my Ceramite?
it'll be quick. Promise. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible,
I don't know, Steph. Oh.
especially since it's that it's a school night for some of you, I'm sure, and I still have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, you might have to save soldering them in.
Oh. Maybe I'll solder one just so we see it light up. Feel happy. Jason is asking what the keycaps above the keyboard are. Those purple keycaps are JTK purple on white or white on purple, depending on certain keys. They are from a group buy that happened almost, I want to say 2 years ago. They were the first JTK sets that came out. So they've definitely been around for a while. You cannot buy them new. You will have to find somebody selling their existing set, which is what I did. Chubb, thank you so much for coming by. We look forward to seeing you again on the next stream. If this is your first time here, the actual Ski with Pete tends to stream on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, pretty much all day or all afternoon. Hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you again soon. Ooh, it is late. Is it 11:20? Wow, time flies on the live stream. Guys, I might not be able to finish this tonight. Might have to come back for some more LED action. I underestimated how long the SIP sockets were going to take. Given as it's almost midnight here in New York, I might keep going for another 5-10 minutes and then call it a night. But that just means that I'll be back at some point and finish this for you guys on the stream so you can see the glorious greenness that I have planned for this board. But at least we got the springs in, and we know they are very, very, very heavy. Like seriously, indentations in my fingers. Can't see them, but 150 grams, definitely not for the wussy fingers. Hafisi, hello. Alright. For those of you just joining, I was doing a spring swap on my switches. We upgraded from the stock Gateron Black springs to 150 gram gold plated springs, and those springs are available on oneupkeyboards.com. We also installed SIP sockets, which will allow us to install LEDs and keep those LEDs removable in the future in case we want to change colors, whether you get a new key set. Spoist Andy, yes, I am waiting on GMK terminal, which is what is going to be going on this board when that finally ships later this summer. So that is the collection of green and black artisans on here. This is for my function row, for those that didn't see the board when I first started the stream. And then the green and black artisans, and then the GMK terminal keys are black and green. So hopefully it'll look awesome. We'll be installing green LEDs, which is what I'm clipping right now, so they fit into the SIP sockets properly. Dana Howe, I believe we have 65 grams gold springs available. Do we not? Do we only have 67? Pete, do you know, or Steph, do you guys know the answer to that?
I'm looking.
Yeah, I believe that if we don't have 65s, we definitely have 67 gram available.
We don't have 65, it's 60, 62.
60, 62, 67?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do not, unfortunately, we do not have 65 gram available. But like you said, 67 is not far off, just 2 grams. Sab, we do not have 100 grams. We have 80 grams and 150. Currently, since this is our first round of springs going on one of keyboards, we chose some of the weights that we thought were going to be the most popular, but we were definitely open to suggestions on what weights you think we should carry in the future. Yeah, you're correct, Dana. So 60, 62, 67. That is what is available right now in that range. Oh, Godspeed. Yeah. Anything I say right now is going to take forever. I mean, how long did Chocolatier take to ship? Because those just landed recently, given and how overloaded Reddit was with Chocolatier sets. I am currently waiting on Hyperfuse SA which who knows when that'll happen, given all the delays. Well, Sab, we will keep that in mind for our next order of springs, and we will try to get some 100-gram springs. And our springs, again, they're not Sprite springs. They are from a completely different manufacturer, gold-plated springs. BMMC, unfortunately, we do not have sampler packs at the moment. I believe the springs come in 65 unit bags, so it'll be enough for most. 60% with a spare. If you have some extra keys, you can do that. If you're doing anything larger than that, though, you will need to purchase 2 bags, which is what I've done for my TKL here today. I believe the same with the SIP sockets. The SIP sockets also comes in 65 pairs, so you have enough for 65%, but anything larger than that, you will need to purchase 2 bags. BMMC round 2 of retro SA with the pet ski legends on it. That would be pretty cool. Don't think that'll probably ever happen though.
What's that?
Are you asking me? A retro SA.
Oh.
Nicolas Monoson, you have a set of retro SA or DSA caps? If you do, I will give you my address and you can send them to me. I do have a set of original Commodore 64 keys that I use partially on a custom 3D printed build that is yet to be finished because I'm not happy with my case design. Probably never will be, but I will assemble it at some point. Well, I can see how 180 grams feels excessive. I mean, 150 grams feels pretty excessive, but 30 grams is a big difference. And I'm really hoping that this isn't that much torture. I mean, it feels pretty usable, to be honest. I am not JonTron, although my name is Jonathan, which is what the J in JB stands for.
I thought it was Julio.
Julio, my name is not Julio, as much as you might want it to be, Pete.
I thought you were called Julio Grande. I don't understand.
Julio Bulio? Is that what the JB stands for?
Oh, Julio. I like it.
The MMC, what is the point of having so many Commodore 64s? Are you a classic computer collector? Oh, great. Now my nickname in this chat is going to be Julio.
Julio.
Oh, no. I'm going to have one-up keyboards pay for my therapist. Or are you guys talking about Signature Plastics Atari Zero? I feel like there was a meetup at the Signature Plastics facilities, but I can see how they wouldn't want people just coming by. I mean, obviously we can tell from their business strategy that they don't like dealing with individuals directly in the community all that much. I'm totally gonna open that account, League. That would be a pretty dope mock account for me. Not that many people on Reddit actually know who I am because I'm not that much of a poster. Just post sporadically. But it would still be funny nonetheless. Guys, it is 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, I do not think that we are going to get to the end of this, what I thought was going to be a short mod session of my keyboard. I'm going to finish clipping some of these LEDs here, and then once I'm done, I'm going to have to call it a night. Mainly because I'm sure Pete wants to go to sleep. But I will save. I will probably, once I finish clipping these, I will probably maybe install the LEDs and then solder them the next time I do a live stream, since I am in no rush to finish this keyboard until terminal finally ships. Either way, it's been a lot of fun being on the stream with you guys tonight. A lot of good questions. Hopefully something a little different than the usual Ski with Pete stream. Mainly because we had artisans. Pete hates artisans. Pete hates everything, right, Pete?
Yeah, I'm a hater.
Yeah, he hates on a lot. He mostly hates on me though. I don't know if the microphone's still on, but Steph was laughing because she knows it's true. Dana Howe, 11:33 and you're still at work. Ouch. Hopefully you don't have to go to work tomorrow in the morning, because that would stink. How are we doing? Still have 45 people watching. We got 77 likes.
Awesome.
That is awesome, guys.
There are 3 more likes out there for you.
I know. We get 3 more likes, we'll make it to 80. It'll be a record for me. I don't even know how many we got last time, but I don't think it was that high. And I can tell people are subscribing. For you guys new to the channel, this is all about mechanical keyboards and other cool electronics. I am JB1830. This is Ski with Pete's stream that I just happen to be on today, doing a guest build. But if you fancy watching mechanical keyboards Lots of cool stuff happens on this stream. You should definitely subscribe. And stay tuned for the usual weekend streams where I am normally on the chat and not actually on video. Alright. I think that's gonna be my last one for tonight. I'm gonna put these away. Let's do this last one here. Alright guys, well it is getting late. I'm gonna have to call it a night here.
With 79 likes.
79 likes.
Is there not one more like amongst you? Thanks again to everybody who's pressed subscribe. 26,150 if I could count. That's where we're at. Thanks again to JB. Just gonna give it one of these.
Use one of those. There you go.
Yeah, awesome.
The Pete thumbs up.
Thanks again to everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. If you want to support this channel, you can do so through Patreon. You can buy me a cup of coffee in the About section, or you can use Super Chat. Thanks again to everybody who used Super Chat. Today it was Ezra Goldschlager and Atari Zero. Thank you again, guys. Really do appreciate it.
You guys are champs.
We'll see you guys again soon. When are you going to finish that up?
I don't know. Next time.
Next time. Okay, let's do it. Next time.
Next time we'll finish putting on the LEDs. I might have the LEDs already popped in since we did the top row today. We'll solder them on the stream, show you guys them lit, and then we'll put keycaps on and tell you about how stressful it's been trying to type on 150 gram springs.
You got an 81, man. You got it.
Yes, we did it. We did it.
Nice.
Thank you guys.
Thank you again,
you guys are the bomb. Everybody have a great night. Sleep is weakness. That it is. I'm definitely not going to sleep yet, but I definitely have to vacate one of keyboard premises. Everybody, we're going bye-bye, but the chat still goes on. So for those who are still here, feel free to chat amongst yourselves. You still got a great group of mods. The mod squad represent. And we'll see you guys again next time.